Good evening and a warm welcome. I'm Riha and you're watching Viewpoint. A horrific case of rape of a minor comes to light from the national capital once again. Only this time, the offender, the accused, is the very man who had taken the girl under his guardianship after the death of his father and her father and his friend. Now that's how upsetting this entire tale is, which is what we are breaking down for you. The accused in question here is a senior officer in the Delhi government's Women and Child Development Department, and he is accused of raping his friend's 16-year-old daughter for several months and impregnating her. The Delhi police have booked the accused and his wife on charges of rape under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences, or the POCSO Act. This after the girl said that she was raped by the officer several times between the year 2020 and 2021. And his wife even terminated her pregnancy by giving her abortion pills. As per the police, the girl's family and the accused met around 3 years ago. When the girl lost her father in 2020, the accused, who lives with his wife and son, allegedly offered to take her to his home and care for her. We are given to understand that the girl's mother agreed to this arrangement as they were friends. It was in the year 2021, after having been raped for months, that the girl got pregnant, and that's when the accused involved his wife in the matter, who then ordered for abortion pills and terminated the child's pregnancy. As per the girl's family, she fell sick later and was taken back by her mother. The mother later took her to the doctors and specialists, who found that the child was abused for months by the officer and the family. And that's how the story stands. After almost 2 years, when the child's mother knows about what her daughter went through, where the police and the child welfare authorities got involved. Even as the matter is being investigated, the girl's statement has been recorded in front of a magistrate only now. And despite the case being lodged under POCSO, remember, no immediate arrest of the accused was made. In fact, he was only detained this afternoon after the story generated much furor and then arrested just a short while back. The DCW chief, Swati Maliwal, who is known for her gallant and independent approach towards issues related to girls and women's, especially their safety and security, she too is questioning police's delayed action. But there are fingers that are being pointed at her too, as to how did a case of this nature not come to her notice. After all, it is an officer under the Delhi government's Women and Child Development Department. And then why is Atishi, the minister holding that portfolio, silent on the horror? Also, BJP and Aam Aadmi Party have been quick to bring in politics and blame game in a matter as sensitive as this, with the Aam Aadmi Party claiming that services are no longer under the Delhi government and the BJP questioning Maliwal's silence as selective.
Understand two things. One, why is the Delhi police not arresting the man and only arrested him after so much pressure was built? The other thing that I want to understand is that why are they not allowing me to enter, and why are they not allowing me to meet the survivor? What is it that the Delhi police has to hide?
WCD का ऑफिसर होते हुए दिल्ली सरकार क्या सोई हुई थी? लास्ट 2 साल से वो ये कर रहा था। तो DCW, जो कि हर दूसरे के काम में अपने आप को इन्वॉल्व करती है, वो कहाँ थी जब ये सब हो रहा था? उनका खुद का एम्प्लॉय ये कर रहा था।
आदेश दिए हैं चीफ सेक्रेटरी को कि उसको सस्पेंड किया जाए तुरंत प्रभाव से, जब तक इंक्वायरी वगैरह चल रही है। मैं पुलिस से वो करूंगा, अपील करूंगा कि उसको तुरंत गिरफ्तार किया जाए।
सबसे ज्यादा चिंताजनक बात है वो ये है कि DCW, जो महिलाओं के लिए खड़े रहने वाली संस्था है, अगर उसी के ऑफिस के अंदर जिनकी जिम्मेवारी बच्चों को और महिलाओं को संरक्षण देने की है, उन्हीं के अगर ऑफिस के अंदर ये घटना हो रही है तो ज़्यादा चिंताजनक है।
Let me actually begin this broadcast by bringing in Swati Maliwal, the DCW chief, who is at the center of this entire furor, unfortunately, and is currently at the very hospital where the girl is being treated and is still at the dharna, the protest that she is undertaken, because she's still not been allowed to meet with the victim. Is that true, Swati? It's been too many hours that have been elapsed, but you're still there, I believe, in the same position, but you're not yet allowed to meet with the victim, the survivor?
It's been 7 hours to be precise. I've been sitting here, I have been demanding from the Delhi police to please allow me to meet the survivor as well as her family, because this is a very serious case. WCD officer, serious allegations have been made against him, and clearly he enjoys clout because the Delhi police failed to arrest him for 8 days. And now for the past 7 hours, the Delhi police has disallowed my entry into the hospital. They're not even allowing me to meet the survivor to find out if she is okay, if she is operating under any kind of a pressure, because clearly there seems to be something fishy going on. Why is the Delhi police stopping me from entering? What are they scared of? Why can't I meet the survivor? Has she got legal aid? Has she got compensation? All of that I need to look into. And there are allegations that are being made that this girl has been, there have been some force that has been applied on her to retract from her statements. So it is the role of the Women Commission to ensure that she is able to be free from any kind of intimidation, because clearly this man is influential. And Delhi police generally, I think, has been behaving like this, because even in Brij Bhushan Singh's case, he was also influential. A POCSO FIR was registered, yet he was not arrested. Now this man, FIR was registered on 13th of August, and yet he was not arrested. And today, first he was detained with his wife, and even now we are not very clear as to the arrests, whether it has been done or not. So what does Delhi police have to hide? Why can I'm a statutory body. Why cannot I meet the survivor? Why am I being reduced
Swati,
to be sitting on the floor of the hospital for the past 7 hours?
Help me understand this, Swati. I want to understand
really,
what is the kind of reason.
I'm
Swati,
really
are you able to hear me?
As to what is it that the Delhi police wants?
Okay, are you able to hear me, Swati? First, let's get an audio and video check with you, because I don't think my voice is going through to you. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I want to understand what is the reason that's been given so far for you being denied that meeting with the victim. Are the doctors not in favor of any kind of further questioning that should be done to the victim, obviously, who is in a lot of mental trauma now that she has come out after so many years of this ordeal that she's gone and, has been in from 2020 to 2021? Is that the reason that's been given to you? Or you are saying that there are senior officials of the Delhi police who have met with the survivor?
So when I came here, the hospital authorities and the director of the hospital, this is a private hospital, very categorically informed me that the DCP and the ACP are inside, and they have told the hospital authorities to not allow me to visit the survivor. So I fail to understand what is the Delhi police's problem. Why should I not meet the survivor? After several hours of waiting, now 1 hour back, the hospital authorities came with some letter in which 2 lines have been written by somebody, and the hospital authorities are saying that the girl's mother does not want to meet with me. Now, I don't understand. If she doesn't want to meet with me, I can be allowed to just go and approach her once.
When has this letter come to you, Swati? When has this letter been shown to you?
What the Delhi Commission for Women is? This was shown an hour back.
Okay.
And since after that letter was shown to me, the NCPCR chairperson has been allowed to go and meet the survivor as well as the family. Then why not the Delhi Commission for Women? What is the problem? Because NCPCR is not asking hard questions from the Delhi police. No, the Delhi Commission for Women is asking hard questions. Why is it that this man was not arrested? Why did it, they registered an FIR on 13th of August. They were aware. Why was an FIR, after the FIR, why was he not arrested when in every other case you arrest the person immediately after a POCSO case is registered? Isn't this case similar to the Brij Bhushan Singh case, where an FIR was registered only after the intervention of the Supreme Court and they did not arrest him? Only after so much pressure has been created, this person has now been arrested. I'm detained. I'm not very sure if he has been arrested.
No, he's been arrested.
With his wife.
He has been arrested.
I think strongest action needs to be taken against him. Okay, so strongest action needs to be taken against him, and we have issued a notice to the Delhi government as well, because I want to understand what all sensitive positions was he at earlier, and whether any case has been filed against him earlier. What is the status of these cases? Is any case pending against this man in any of the courts? I think that investigation has to happen. But first and foremost, I have to meet the survivor. It is my first and foremost duty. Now, 7 hours they make me sit here without making me meet the survivor. I really don't know what is the Delhi police up to, and why are they acting like goons?
So, Swati, help us understand this one aspect, because once this story, garnered a lot of furor from every quarter, considering how horrific this entire detail is. The one accusation that the Bharatiya Janata Party was leveling was specifically against you, as to what was the DCW chief really doing when it is an officer under the Department of Women and Child Development. The minister is not talking, but all the accusation were first leveled against you. Now you're saying that the Delhi police is not allowing only you, they've singled you out, not allowing you to meet with the survivor. And you also go on to mention that there's a letter duly written by the mother of the victim, who says that except for Swati Maliwal, everybody else is allowed, or she's just said that Swati Maliwal should not be allowed to meet with the daughter. I'm just trying to add certain perspective to what exactly is happening here.
Right. So firstly, this letter has been shown, which the hospital authorities, and I will tell you it's a private hospital, and some random officer from that hospital has just come up to me and tried to show me a letter, and I don't believe that letter, because that letter is saying that I don't want to meet anyone. Now that woman, has an explanation been given to her that the compensation has to be worked out, other things have to be worked out. Let me just go and meet her. Of course, if she's in trauma and she doesn't want to meet me right now, and if she says no, I'm not going to force to meet her. I will meet her after a couple of days. But it is very important that she understands that in case any pressure is being built on her, there is an office that she needs to approach, which is the Delhi Commission for Women. As far as the politicians of the particular party that you are referring to have been alleging since morning that why is it that the Delhi Commission for Women has not functioned, I can't understand what more functioning do they require. I have issued notice not just to the Delhi police but to the Delhi government also. Now for 7 hours the Delhi police, which directly reports to the particular political party that you are mentioning, is refusing to make me meet the survivor. What is it that they have to hide? For 8 days they have not arrested this man. So now I'm very concerned about the safety and security of this girl, because she seems to be surrounded by police officers who in the first place did not arrest immediately within 24 hours as is the norm, and instead are now even trying to dissuade me from meeting the survivor. All efforts have been made since morning. I've been sitting alone here on the floor since morning, and Delhi police is refusing my entry. I really fail to understand that what levels to which they will stoop. Just because I'm asking hard questions from the police, and of course I will ask hard questions from the police. I've also asked hard questions from the government.
Okay.
Why
One
is
last
it
thing that I want to understand from you, Swati, while you are there at the hospital, we have also been given to understand that the NCW chief has come to meet with the survivor. Do you have any knowledge of this? Was she allowed to meet her?
I was informed that NCPCR chief has met. Okay. I'm not aware of the NCW having met the survivor, but you can imagine, for 7 hours the Delhi Commission for Women chairperson is sitting here just asking and demanding from the authorities to let her meet the survivor. They don't make me meet, but they make the NCPCR chairperson meet. So how is he different than me? Why a statutory body like me is not allowed to meet?
Let me open this up to my other guests who are joining us. You are free to join the debate if you have the time and if you are in fact there. But let me actually open this panel. Lalita Kumaramangalam, who is a former NCW chief, is with us. Also with us is Nitin Jain of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Barkat Trayan, who is an activist, is also with us. And Anjali Rai of the Aam Aadmi Party is with us. Anjali Rai, let me begin with you. The fact that we are talking about an officer within the Women and Child Development Ministry that's commanded by Atishi, and yet no word that has come out so far by the minister herself. It's the Chief Minister who of course has spoken, suspended the officer in question, but why this delayed action?
First of all, I would like to say that it is a despicable crime, and a monster like Haha should be really punished very well and taught a lesson.
Yes.
And actually, I would like to say that जब से बीजेपी का शासन आया है, since 2014, crime against women has increased tremendously, and this government is totally insensitive towards women. We saw lately in what happened in Manipur, how the women were treated there.
Let's talk about
yes,
what we're
yes,
talking about.
Yes,
Anjali,
I'm coming.
I would
I'm
appreciate
coming to
that.
this also. Yes, yes, I'm coming to that also. As soon as it came into the knowledge of our Chief Minister, he suspended the officer. And Atishi, I don't know why you are not aware, but Atishi has also demanded the action, immediate action from police. And he has said that the police should also immediately react as the Chief Minister has reacted. She has given this statement, but unfortunately, this insensitivity of BJP government has trickled down the system. And as you are also aware, police is controlled by BJP in Delhi. LG should have answered all these questions. He has everything to say on each and every topic. But what about this incident? Why is he mum on this incident? Why isn't he scolding the police? Why isn't he taking any action? Why did he go to meet the girl, and why did he go to the police station? Why hasn't he said even a word? You are saying Atishi hasn't said anything. You should have demanded this from our LG, who has not uttered a word on this incident. While police is under their command, it is controlled by them. Everybody knows this. And law and order has totally failed in the states where they are controlling the police. And they are totally insensitive towards women. Lately we saw how Bilkis Banu's rapists were garlanded. And,
okay, let me get Neeti Jain to first respond to these very allegations that you're making. Neeti Jain, the fact that the police does not come under the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. We're not talking about law and order being part of this subject when you're talking about the Union Territory of Delhi. Lieutenant Governor's actions, of course, are being questioned. The fact that you are claiming that this was a ministry within the Aam Aadmi Party, officer within it has been doing so much for so many years, has been a perpetrator, and yet the minister was silent, the DCW chief was silent. What about the Delhi police?
All right, Priya, let me begin by saying that every rape case that comes to our knowledge, I think as a country we hang our heads in shame.
Yes.
The problem here is, and it can be any government, it can be any political party, but I think as human beings, as women, as citizens of the country, we all hang our heads in shame. But the problem is, when a political party such as the Aam Aadmi Party and the way they have been behaving today with being victims, with being perpetual victims every time a case happens in their states, and the kind of entitlement that they have, and that was evident when Ms. Swati Maliwal was speaking, and is evident when the spokesperson is speaking as well. You are questioning everybody, you are bringing in every other state. When a case happens in any other state, you go out beating your chests in whatever way that you can, blaming and asking for resignations for everybody that you can think of. But here is a government official in your own government who has been served the notices, who has been asked questions by the police since the August 13, but neither the minister nor the DCW chief has any knowledge of what has been happening in their own departments with their own people. And today they have the audacity to come out and question everybody but take no responsibility of what has happened under their own noses.
Yes.
This is what the basic line is. The Delhi police has come out and said that they were in touch with the accused and they had served the notice and they were questioning him. It was only because a statement from the victim was required that the detain and arrest has happened today. But the police, ma'am, I did not speak when you were speaking. Please let me finish.
Neeti, but why
Please
the
let me
delayed
finish.
arrest?
The only why you need to...
Because
it
he
is
has
not
been
delayed,
booked
Griha, since
under
the 13th of August.
The whole idea is that under POCSO, if a victim, if an accused is booked, the arrest needs to be immediate, and that precedence has been clearly flouted. First, he's detained along with his wife. Is only a short while back has the arrest happened.
In an earlier broadcast had said that because the victim was under a lot of she was going through treatment and all, she was under drugs. The statement that she was making was not probably sustainable or admissible in law, coherent as per the law, and this was your own reporter who has said it. So where is the police being questioned in that matter? The police has been on it. The only silence that needs to be questioned today is that of the Delhi government and the chief that is sitting in the hospital today for 7 hours. Madam, you don't have to be.
That have
Just give me
talking about the
30 seconds.
21st of August. It has come to the police's notice at least on the 13th of August, and the girl has been going through this ordeal for years before that. And it's surprising, and this question is for both Neeti and Anjali, that it's surprising, Anjali, that under the Aam Aadmi Party government, something as horrific was happening, and yet nobody took notice of this. What is the kind of background check that is happening when it comes to officers? And Anjali, I'm also being given to understand there was a special request.
Remains a very evident question.
There was a special request that was made so that he is the OST to the minister. Anjali.
Yeah, I didn't get you because that lady was speaking. Can you repeat your last line? What did you say?
I wanted to understand why the special request of him having as the, him to be appointed as the OST to the minister on special request in the year 2022. Is that the precedence?
Maybe he was good at his work, but whatever happened in his house, his wife is also responsible for that.
Protected by who? He was an OSD to your ministers.
Neeti, let her respond.
Who was protecting him?
Let her respond. Anjali, please.
Listen,
yeah.
Yes, listen. You can't predict about anybody's personal life. Whenever you select any officer, you see how he works, how has his...
No, Anjali, help me understand this. Anjali, help me understand this. He is part of the Women and Child Development Ministry. The ministry has so many shelter homes under it. We never know if he is a serial offender or not. What about the background check? If he's doing something as horrific in his own home to a girl who he has taken under his guardianship, there needed to be a background check. I'm sure nobody knows what happens in someone's personal life, but this guy was in that ministry for years on end.
Listen, he didn't have any history, no? Did he have any history?
That's for your background check to actually bring about. That's what I'm wanting to understand. He's been there in that position for, I think, more than 10 years or 20 years.
No,
and
sure.
we did not know whether he's a serial offender, and he had access to all the protection homes that are meant for women and children.
Listen, every day rapes happens, and most of in the cases we see that the known people are committing
and
this
that is your explanation?
Because this is not my explanation. I'm just going to tell you that you can't predict about anybody. But after it happens, this is our duty to teach the lesson to such people who have done this horrendous crimes. And we have done that. As soon as it came to the notice of our Chief Minister, he suspended the person. Since he didn't have any previous history for such cases, he must have appointed. Otherwise, who would appoint such a person who had any history of rape or anything like crime against women? I'm sure
once again brings the role of the police in question. Let me actually bring in Lalita Kumaramangalam, who's also with us. Yes, Lalita ji. Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
First of all, I think this whole tutu maime is disgusting. AAP should at least learn to take responsibility for what has happened under their stewardship of the DCW. Now, I don't think Rekha Sharma, that is the head of the NCW, has been allowed to meet this child because she's a minor. All this outrage, this banshee screaming by Swati Maliwal is just, I don't want to use a rough word on television, it's just nonsense. The child is a minor. NCPCR has got first, I don't know what word to use, it would be a very inappropriate word, has the first right to talk to the child. She's been under psychiatric treatment. All of this knowledge is out there in the public. It is very insensitive for people to keep saying that we want to meet the victim, we want to meet the victim. She's 14 years old, for God's sake. She got pregnant. We live in a country where a man can get away with slapping his wife, I mean, over and over again, and they'll say, "Ek thappad hi to mara hai." Imagine what trauma and what torture that poor child has been through and continues to be through. Imagine what her family wants to protect her from.
All right, there is a problem.
उस लड़की ने छोड़ दिया था. So if the child's mother wants to protect her child from everybody, including, I would say, even the Prime Minister of India, and this is just an example, she has the right to do so. Nobody should question them. Hospitals, private or public, cannot just be, you can't point your fingers at everybody and say, "Main hamesha theek hu." तुम हमेशा गलत हो. This is nonsense. The victim has to be put first. If
Absolutely.
the police have made a mistake, go ahead and question them, regardless
Absolutely.
of who controls or doesn't control. If anybody, whether they are from BJP or AAP or any other party, has not made a statement when they are in positions of influence that can prevent such horrendous incidents, question them.
Yes.
But stop playing the blame game.
Yes.
It is unfortunately the AAP that started it, but then they're experts at it. And I'm not talking from a political point of view. They will always find fault with the other side and never admit that they are also at fault. I am not saying only the AAP is fault. It is our society that is at
Yes.
fault.
Yes.
And I have to give credit to the BJP's spokesperson that she pointed this out, that all of us should hang our heads in shame.
Absolutely, and I totally
This
second
guy
that
who has
statement,
done it.
Ms. Kumaramangalam.
You know,
Let
you
me actually,
can't-
before
you
I
can't let
bring
everybody
in,
go and meet the poor child and ask
Absolutely.
questions like, "Have you got?" She is not bothered about compensation.
absolutely, and let
What does she
Anjali
care about
respond to this.
compensation? Her life is
Anjali,
ruined.
what is the reason behind all this drama? What is the reason behind all the furor? Because here, the matter is not about Swati Malliwal. The matter is not about DCW. The matter is not about the Delhi government. It is about the poor child who has been abused for so many years. Why make it about yourself? That I'm not being allowed to meet. And this entire aspect that Ms. Kumaramangalam just brought out for our viewers, it's a very, very important aspect that we're talking about. And I asked Swati just that what about the hospital authorities? Is the child even in that mental state to,
Exactly.
in fact, be brought to you to answer your questions?
She's been
Listen,
put through enough force. I mean,
Yes,
I
Anjali.
agree. I agree with you. But the thing is, whosoever comes to know about this incident, the anguish is built up in our hearts, and everybody wants to do something for this girl, wants to talk to the girl, want to get justice for the girl. And this same happened with Swati Maliwal also. She's an activist. She has been an activist.
I'm
She
sorry
must
to
have-
butt in. Talk to the mother.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
So that
I'm
is
sorry
the
to butt in. I said
entitlement
talk
that
to
I
the
was
mother.
talking
She's a
about.
minor.
So
Yeah,
maybe, maybe she was also very angry, and she really wanted to do something for the girl. That's why she got excited. Maybe this is the
Okay.
reason.
All right,
Yeah.
Barkat Rehan, you've been patiently waiting, but what do you make of, how this entire episode is being played out? And I'm talking about the responses that have come in through the course of this panel and through what we've seen through the day. The accused is booked under POCSO, arrest only made hours later, in fact, days later. And the reason that's been given is because the victim's statement has not been able to be recorded in front of a magistrate. What medically we are given to understand that she was not in a position to go ahead and speak before a magistrate, but the accusations that have been made is that she's under some sort of a pressure. How do you see all of this being played out? Barka.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
It's a horrific incident and our heads hang in shame. But I didn't like the way these panelists, be it any party, they are again politicizing the issue, again putting the blame game. Why are we blaming? Why can't we make people accountable?
Yes.
Why can't again and again, why do we have to do all the drama that I want to meet? Why wasn't she meeting since 14th August? The FIR was filed that day on 14th August. Why didn't she meet then? Why did it take so long? Why, if they said that no, we cannot allow you to meet, why should we there? Are we there only to do photo ops? Every time we go, we have to do photo ops. Is this called justice to the rape, the minor girl who has been raped? Can you even imagine the trauma, the pain, the suffering the family might be going, the girl might be going? As a women, we all are women panelists over here, including the anchor. Can you imagine your daughter going through this? This is really shameful that we are only politicizing the whole issue. We always blame him. We never talk about solutions. We never talk about penalizing. The person who's done it has to be arrested immediately, and then whatever action has to be taken further in the courts. It should be fast so that it sets a precedent for others that they also not do. But here this man was in the Women and Child Ministry itself. And how did Adishi pick him? I have heard, I've got to know from my sources and all it's all over there in public, that this man was picked. Why was this man picked? What background background check, as you asked, was done for this man. And then
Well, unfortunately, the Aam Aadmi Party doesn't have an answer to that. They are only saying that we did not have a personal access to what he used to do in his personal life, and he was not a case or probably an offender who has come to or anything against him has come to light in the past. That's what the Aam Aadmi Party says. Half-baked information, we do not really buy all of that. But let me actually come to Lalita ji. Ms. Kumaramangalam, I want to understand from you, because you are the other political voice here. The fact that you talk about the drama that has happened vis-a-vis Swati Mallewal, the DCW chief, but what do you make of the sparring between the National Commission for Women chief and the DCW chief? Why do you think it's come to that? And if that is happening, is it not only becoming political, unfortunately?
I agree with you. Both Swati Mallewal and Rekha Sharma need to now back off. That poor child needs to be put first. This man and his wife need to be punished under the law in the strictest terms, or whatever under the law, whatever is the strictest punishment that can be given to them. I don't think anymore if we go on saying BJP is at fault, AAP is at fault, somebody else at fault. I mean, really, everybody needs to be pulled up, including the Delhi police.
Yes.
If the FIR was registered more than a week ago, whether it was Delhi BJP or AAP in Delhi or anybody else, what on earth were they doing without even bothering to, start action immediately?
Yes.
It is more than possible that this poor child has been under tremendous pressure. A 14-year-old child is terrified of what society will say. In India, nobody keeps quiet. Everybody has to give their opinion, which is totally unnecessary. When you have a person of the at the post of DCW chairperson making such a brouhaha, just because whatever reasons may be, self-aggrandizement, whatever it is, if she wants to just, make such a public thing about it, naturally the child will be even more scared, and so will her mother.
Yes.
I'm a mother. I have a granddaughter of 10 years old. If somebody like this, NCW chief, DCW chief, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Bombay, wherever I am, comes and makes this sort of drama, I'd run from it. I'd run a mile. Because I don't want my child who has been to hell and continues to be in hell to be put before, you know how cruel the media and the public are.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I know you're in the media and I don't mean it in any personal way.
Yes.
But you know how cruel our society is. This is a victim. Even then I can give it to you in writing that Ghuma Phira ke, somebody will come up and say, how do you know the girl was always, against maybe she liked to have sex, maybe this, maybe that. Some bullshit would be said, and I apologize for the language. We should stop. Now the thing that needs to be done is to see, however well you can through whatever channels you have, that the child gets the support that she needs. Nobody's bothered about the compensation. And tell me,
Lalita ji, I really want this from you. I wanted to understand this from you, since you are also talking about Lalita ji, since you're also talking about the action of the police, the delayed action of the police. The fact that the accused has been booked under POCSO, an immediate arrest was demanded, but something that was not done. The reason that's been given is that the victim, the survivor, was sedated, and she was not able to give her statement in front of the magistrate. What is the precedence in this case? Because I'm sure you have seen so many rape survivors in your lifetime as your role as the NCW
I dealt with
chief.
adult women.
Yes.
I dealt with adult women. The NCW does not deal with girls below the age of 18.
Yes.
This is where the NCPCR has come in. And a lot of people, if they have any common sense and any empathy, will not like to talk about the details in public. With due apologies, I don't know the details of it. And it is more than possible that the NCPCR chief or a member, whoever went to meet those people, would have been requested by both the hospital and the police and the child's family not to talk about it in public. Like I say, that in India we talk too much and our actions are too little. And I'm saying we, it's not about me or you or anybody else. That child needs to be left in peace. Even if a woman of my age or anybody else's age gets raped, we just want to hide and get over our, the hell that we've been to. So this tutu mai, first of all, must stop. And I hope that everybody can put politics aside and cooperate to see. Unless we cooperate, for all our big talk, this poor child is not going to get justice.
Absolutely.
It's not the compensation that's more important. It's the justice. This guy and his wife really need to be taken to the cleaners. I mean, that's the most polite
Absolutely.
way I can put it.
Nidhi Jain,
And
your
this
government at
needs
the
to be
centre,
ensured by
Anjali,
everybody.
your government in the national capital. What is the constructive demand that both of you are making now that there are so many facts that have been laid bare on the table, and we know how this poor child was exploited over the course of these many years? What is the action that you are planning on taking? Nidhi, I'll begin with you.
You want me to answer?
Griha, first of all, I think the way I started with this response was that I do not want to politicize this. Every case that happens, no matter which political party,
But
which
are you
state, all
really?
of our
Are you
heads
really?
hangs
Because
in
the
hang in
first
shame.
thing,
But
and in a line we've had
somebody who's
BJP
sitting here as a
spokespersons,
representative of
Niti,
the opposition
in a line
this state,
BJP
it is my
spokespersons spoke
responsibility to
about
ask
what has
questions
happened, and then
the-
they laid an accusation on Swati Maliwal. That was a blanket statement that has been made. So how are you saying that you're not attempting to politicize it? Because your party spokespeople have been doing that since the morning. In fact, since yesterday.
So, listen, how is that different from what the former NCW chairperson just said? That is exactly what I was saying, that the NCW, the DCW chairperson who has been sitting there for 7 hours with the entire drama unfolding says, "Mujhe victim se milne nahi diya ja raha." That is exactly what I'm questioning. It is not up to her to go and meet her. She wants to question the police, go to the police headquarters. You want to question the mother, you want to speak with the mother, go speak with the mother. Don't politicize it by simply sitting there and garnering the media attention, and that is what it is all about. That is all I am questioning. I am
True, and I take your point. I take your point. But don't you think she was also drawn into doing this whatever dramatic appearance at the hotel, at the hospital, because the BJP spokespersons have been only targeting her? That is also a response that has come in. It's an equal and opposite reaction that's come in from Swati Maliwal.
Griha as an opposition and to question somebody who basically leaves for every state thumping her chest and at the maximum noises कि यहाँ ये हो गया, इसका resignation, उसका resignation. How do you not know that somebody in your own department can be this drop down to stoop down to such levels? How do you not know that?
Anjali,
and if there is an
last
FIR
point,
against a
Anjali,
government official in your own government,
you will have the last word, and that's a question, that's a tough question that the Aam Aadmi Party will have to answer. What about the background check? So many years, this person has been in service and you didn't know.
Listen, had there been any history of crime against women for this person, then definitely nobody would have appointed him on this post. I'm 100% sure that he didn't have any history. That's why he was appointed at this post.
The accusation is that he was being sheltered, ma'am.
Sorry?
The accusation is that he's being shielded and sheltered.
No, this is wrong. Why should we shield such a person, such a monster? Why should we? We have daughters in our houses. How can we, please don't accuse us like this. Nobody can do this.
No, I'm just putting forth what are the accusations.
No.
Anjali.
Opposition would say anything. But this can't be true. Why should we shield such a monster who has done such a despicable crime? We would never shelter such a person.
Okay.
And we are demanding stern action, the strictest punishment for this person. And rest assured, whatever has to be done on our front, we'll definitely do to get the justice for the girl.
All right. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. And that would be all on this important debate that we are having, considering we've woken up to this horrific tale from the national capital. And we just hope and pray that politics for once is set aside and we talk about the survivor, the 16-year-old girl who has dealt with this ordeal for over so many years, and only now she's broken her silence, and how we have to think about her before letting politics actually jump and everything take precedence when it is about only politics and not about the poor child in question. We're taking a break with that. On the other side, we'd have the other debate coming up on Viewpoint. Stay tuned.
மோடியும் அமித்ஷாவும் பேசஞ்சு வச்சிருக்கிற கல்லு மண்ணாக தான் நீங்க இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள் அதிமுக. இதற்கெல்லாம் ஒரு விடிவு வர வேண்டும்.
Now, as we were talking about the politics over NEET examination in the state of Tamil Nadu, it's about EPS versus DMK. Now, former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and AIADMK General Secretary Edapadi K. Palaniswamy says that today Udayanidhi Stalin staged a drama called Hunger Strike to cancel the NEET examination. NEET was introduced in 2010 when DMK MP Gandhi Selvan was the Minister of State and Health during the Congress regime. Today they are holding a hunger strike to hide this, but DMK brought the NEET examination, but today it is protesting to ban it. Now then Stalin said that the NEET examination will be cancelled if DMK comes to power, but it has been 3 years since DMK came to power, but it has not been cancelled yet. So that's the attack from EPS on the DMK government in the state. He lashed out at them and said that today Udayanidhi Stalin is staging a drama called Hunger Strike to cancel the NEET examination in the state, but NEET was introduced in 2010 when DMK MP Gandhi Selvan was the Minister of State and Health during the Congress regime. Today they are actually holding a hunger strike to hide this, but DMK brought the NEET examination themselves and now they are protesting against it. Udayanidhi Stalin said that the NEET examination will be cancelled if DMK comes to power, but it has been 3 years since DMK came to power and the examination has still not been cancelled. To give us more details about that, I have CNN News 18's Purnima Murli joining me on the phone line. Purnima, very good morning to you. Could you give us more details about this scathing attack that EPS launched on DMK government?
Well, politics over NEET has only escalated, especially in the last 48 hours, with the DMK youth wing, students wing and doctors wing staging a one-day hunger strike. The opposition party, the AIADMK, has made it clear that it is because of the DMK that NEET is still not abolished in the state. In fact, states that DMK and Congress in 2010 itself were in support of the NEET medical exam, and now only to gain political mileage, they are doing such a big drama. That's the word that's coming in from Edapadi Palaniswamy, the General Secretary of the AIADMK, while DMK tells people that in 2024, if there is a change in the center, then NEET will definitely be abolished. That's the word coming in from the DMK. But politics over NEET is only going to escalate with both the DMK and the AIADMK blaming each other, while people are keenly waiting and watching in the run-up to 2024 Lok Sabha polls.
Well, Purnima, you were reporting from that location yesterday as well. You got us details about that hunger strike. Could you walk our viewers through those details yet another time?
Well, the students' wing, the youth wing, as well as the doctors' wing of the DMK staged protests, raising slogans to ban NEET, and also lashed out at the governor as well as central government. So Udayanidhi Stalin, after ending his hunger strike, while speaking, had slammed the governor, saying that the government does not have the authority to not sign the anti-NEET bill, which was in fact passed by the elected representatives of Tamil Nadu, and says that the governor is a mere postman and has no authority to decide on policies related to the state, and also lashed out at the governor, challenging him to contest elections and see if he will be able to win elections, saying that people of Tamil Nadu are against NEET and therefore the DMK will try to take all the routes possible to ensure that Tamil Nadu be exempted from NEET at least next year. That's coming in from the DMK. Tens of thousands of people participated. It was a hunger strike from 9 to 5 p.m. In Chennai, it was spearheaded by Udayanidhi Stalin. In Thoothukudi, it was spearheaded by Kanimuri. Across the state, we saw massive protests by the DMK condemning both the governor as well as the central government. Remember, the governor had said that never ever will he sign the anti-NEET bill, and this protest was opposing the statement made by governor just a week ago.
Well, Purnima, one might ask, all right, change in plan. Purnima, thank you so much for bringing in all those crucial details. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now the NEET face-off is only escalating. The politics continues to heat up over NEET examination in Tamil Nadu, with the DMK government lashing out at the central government and state governor R.N. Ravi. On Sunday, DMK staged a one-day hunger strike and criticized the governor R.N. Ravi and slammed the governor, saying that he is merely a postman and does not have the authority to decide on NEET examination. Meanwhile, the AIA-DMK has jumped into the fray, calls DMK's protest a drama and alleged that DMK has no intention to cancel NEET examination. The party also blamed the ruling DMK for not being able to deliver on its poll promise to abolish NEET examination in the state.
இல்லாத அதிகாரத்தை தனக்கு இருப்பதாக நினைத்துக் கொண்டு நீட் மசோதாவுக்கு நான் கையெழுத்து போட மாட்டேன் என்று ஆளுநர் கூறிக்கொண்டிருக்கிறார். உண்மையா நம்ம அதற்கு கண்டனம் தெரிவிச்சிருக்கிறோம்.
Gears up to attempt its first ever moon landing. We'll give you all the updates from the ISRO headquarters in Bengaluru.
From the voices that matter to the latest discoveries of Chandrayaan 3 from the lunar surface.
Watch CNN News 18 as we bring you all the updates and details of the India's historic moon mission.
It's got a great decelerate. They'll continue in the same orbit.
As Chandrayaan 3 looks to script history on August 23rd by landing on Moon's South Pole, actor Prakash Raj's tweet on India's moon mission hasn't gone down well with many X, formerly Twitter users. Raj had tweeted a picture of a cartoon depicting a man in a western lungi pouring tea, which he called, quote-unquote, the first picture coming from the moon. Hating on someone cannot draw you to hating your country. That was the common retort that Prakash Raj's tweet attracted. Many users shared the sentiments and advised the actor to respect the mission irrespective of his political ideology. Now remember, Raj is a vocal critic of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Bharatiya Janata Party. Some users believed that his post was derogatory, and in a bid to criticize Prime Minister Modi, Prakash Raj was in fact mocking the hard work of the scientists. Chandrayaan 3's Vikram lander is carrying the hopes of 1.4 billion Indians to chart history by landing on the lunar South Pole on this Wednesday evening. The module has completed its deboosting maneuver operations and is hovering above the moon's South Pole, undergoing internal checks and looking for potential landing sites. As you all know, the mission is a follow-up of Chandrayaan 2, which attempted soft landing on Moon 4 years ago in September 2019 but failed in the final stages. So this success matters, as the achievement will put India among the elite club of nations to have achieved the feat, namely the United States, China, and also former Soviet Union. Now notably, Russia's moon mission, Luna 25, also attempted moon landing on Sunday but collided with the lunar surface and failed in the mission. So the larger question that we are asking today is that Prakash Raj's quipping over India's moon mission definitely didn't really land all that softly to garner a response that he would have hoped for. Is it really the actor's blind hatred against the ruling dispensation? Or is it just that people are quick to play offense a lot lately? Take a look.
ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಭಾರತದ ಅಸ್ಮಿತೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆಯೇ ಅಪನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆ. ಭಾರತ ಪ್ರಗತಿಯತ್ತ ಮುಂದೋಗೋದು ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು.
जहाँ तक उनका प्रकाश जी का ताल्लुक है, उनका बयानात जितने भी आते हैं वो सही बयानात होते हैं और उन्होंने जो भी तस्वीरें भेजी हैं वो मैंने नहीं देखी हैं, लेकिन वो हमेशा सच को सच ही कहते हैं।
Before I open this up to my guests who are joining me this evening, let me also bring in a contrasting response from one of the other actors of the country. This one's come out as Kareena Kapoor has also tweeted lauding the moon mission. What she has said is that it's great and a proud moment for each and every Indian. All of us are waiting to watch it. I will be going to do that with my boys as well. That's what Kareena Kapoor has tweeted, as opposed to Prakash Raj's tweet, where he has eventually ended up mocking the ruling dispensation, and in a bid to do that, he ended up mocking India's moon mission. Whether or not that is what has happened is up for debate, and that's why we have a panel of guests on the broadcast. Dr. P.K. Ghosh, who's a former space scientist, space strategist, is with us. Senior journalist R. Rajgopalan is also with us, and also with us is Mr. Pratap Kanagal, who is the spokesperson of JDS and is supporting Prakash Raj, by the way. So, Mr. Pratap, let me actually begin with you. A lot of people are of the opinion that this was in poor taste, but you think otherwise. Why so, sir?
See, first of all, I would like to congratulate our scientists and Indians on the successful Chandrayaan 3. And second, the question of supporting or opposing Prakash Raj here, it doesn't arrive, because it's as a South Indian, I know it's a popular joke. You know, wherever every corner of the world you will find a Malayali. You know, Malayali. That's a joke. That's a joke. You know, before they see the opportunity of becoming an enterprising or becoming a business opportunity much faster than anyone else. That is the whole point of the joke, you know.
But Mr. Kanagal, the joke is only a joke if it lands well.
Just a second, 1 second.
Yeah.
Just let me tell you. That's the feature he thought. So I didn't see any anything mocking Chandrayaan over there, because I think every Indian will be proud of it, proud of our scientists. It's not nothing to do with the government, you know, ruling party or anything. So it's not a government. It's not any policy which is brought by the ruling party. Just because he opposes the ruling party doesn't mean that everything, whatever he says, it's against the country. It's something, you know, fundamentally people who don't understand the joke, or people who are not aware of the joke, may be taken it wrongly. That's what I'm trying to say.
But Mr. Kanagal, are you saying that 90% of the Indians did not get the joke? Because this was a common response that the tweet really garnered.
That's what it's all about, how you take. You know, if you think that India is the Prime Minister, if you get confused between the nation and the Prime Minister, if you get confused between the government and the ruling party, this always happens.
Okay.
You know? It's something like that.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, the thing is that, because I know it's a joke, I've seen this about 2-3 years back. I've seen the video, and from that video, he has taken a screenshot, he has scored it. So I don't think so it's a controversial, but if anything, like, you know, if we are mocked Chandrayaan, of course, I would have opposed it. Very simple, as simple as that.
Okay, let me ask this to Dr. P.K. Ghosh. Did you like the joke, sir?
Well, I wouldn't really like to comment on this, you know, because there are naysayers, there are contrarians, and honestly, I don't think this really affects the scientific and the strategic community to a large extent.
Okay.
Because the aim is very clear. The aim is absolutely clear. It is to get and achieve the objectives that Chandrayaan 3 has set out to be. And that is what all the scientists are working on. That is what even all the other people are working on. So, you know, comments by people who will probably not like this entire project, then there will be people who will say that various other things as to how much this was spent on, how much money was spent on this, etc., etc.
Yes.
There are various views across the spectrum. I don't think I would like to comment on it, because the simple reason being that as the scientific community and the strategic community are very clear. The dedication and the hard work should pay off, and that's what we are looking for.
So, Dr. Ghosh, you're essentially saying that the scientific community of India doesn't get bothered by these minor comments here and there. They take it in their stride and move forward. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I mean, this is more of a political issue that has come up.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that this is an issue that the scientific community or the strategic community would like to debate.
Right. So, Mr. Rajgopalan, let me come to you. Do you think too much is being said about something that should have been just let have gone, because the fact that he tweeted something, we know that he's a vocal critic of the Bharatiya Janata Party and also Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Many say that he got it wrong. The timing was absolutely wrong because he got in Chandrayaan 3 in order to critique Prime Minister Modi. Do you feel so too?
Yeah, I do think that, he should not have brought out such type of, very filthy tweets, because it's intolerance. It's high time Mr. Prakash Raj, he may be upset that Russia scientists have failed, and because he leans towards the left ideology. And second thing, as Dr. Ghosh said, it's a political issue. I have been reporting on politics for the last 40 years, madam. And Prakash Raj is an intolerant person. And moreover, he has been a very tall leader in his own rights in the Bollywood. But he cannot dabble in politics. And all the net citizens in India, the social media now have the upper hand. Social media is full of anti-Prakash Raj. And moreover, the caricature, he may be a Malayali, he may be a tea seller, whatever that. You cannot insult a tea seller also. And suppose if Prakash Raj is given a chance in next 1 or 2 weeks, a film on Mount Chandrayaan, will he accept it? Or we will go by the tweet? Or suppose if he is made as a scientist in a film, caricaturing him as a scientist, can he withdraw this tweet? So therefore, I urge upon Mr. Prakash Raj, please delete this tweet. It has insulted lots of scientific scientists also. And those who have been
But
praying.
Mr. Rajagopalan, Dr. Ghosh is saying that he doesn't feel insulted. He would rather not comment on it.
It's better. This magnanimity of Dr. Ghosh. But I feel other scientists have been offended. Other scientists have been taking it to an abridging situation. So therefore, it's an insult to scientists. We have to simply request, or it's a mental imbalance of the actor, Prakash Raj, shows that intolerance. Therefore, he must delete it. Don't insult India, don't insult Bharat Mata ki. As Rahul Gandhi has said in the parliament, Bharat Mata ki hatya ho gaya. This cartoon is worse than that. Prakash Raj has gone extreme step, and he should be taught a proper lesson by the Twitter handle people.
All right, Pratap Kanagal wants to come in. Pratap, the fact that Prakash Raj commands a certain status in society, I want to understand, he's also a role model in many ways. Before I came to the panel, I also put out a tweet that Kareena Kapoor has just about tweeted. Another role model, people look up to her. Don't you think by that position of power, that sort of responsibility should have been exercised?
But see, there are two things. One is that I just wanted to what part of that tweet of the image, how it has inserted what Chandrayaan 3. I don't understand, first of all. Number two, if at all anyone would have been offended, that should have been the Malayali, the Kerala should have been offended because they have been used in a joke. Right? It's because people of Kerala have spread all over the world, everywhere they have business opportunity, they have spread everywhere. That's what the joke, that was a joke, and there was a comic video was there, that's usually is put. But I don't understand how it was offended, people were questioning now, and how it is mocking Chandrayaan. I'm really curious to know how it is mocking Chandrayaan.
Okay.
And what they have understood from that tweet, I don't understand.
Yeah, Mr. Rajgopalan wants to answer that. Yes.
Mr. Pratap Kanagal, is he representing JDS? Is it also the JDS view or his personal view? because Devagowda or S.D. Kumaraswamy would not have taken such a stance.
Sir,
it is a political issue. Because Pratap Kanagal is
not a political issue.
Prakash.
This is not
Therefore,
therefore
JDA should distance from this.
Sir,
JDA should not take
Prakash
Raj.
First of all,
it is not JDS. It is not JDS.
You are making it a
because I
political
spoke to
Okay, that's his personal view. That's what we made it very clear. He's here as a supporter of Prakash Raj. He supports the statement that he's made, but he's also saying that how is it in poor state? It's not against the Chandrayaan is what he's saying. How do you respond to that?
He is not spokesperson of JDS.
No,
that doesn't mean that I have my own right. He should withdraw from
that. Okay. No, Mr. Rajgopalachari,
okay. It is clearly a joke that did not land well, is what I'd like to say. I'd like to thank all my panelists for joining me, because this is becoming a tutu meme exercise over a tweet that Prakash Raj really put out. Unfortunately, we have to leave it at that, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's about it. A tweet by Prakash Raj did not land well when it is about many citizens of the country, and they thought that it was in poor light when it was talking about India's moon mission that we all have our eyes set on August 23rd. With that, we're leaving it at that, and my colleague Shivani is up next with Plain Speak. Stay tuned for that.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. A shocking crime has come to light in the national capital. A senior official of the Women and Child Development Ministry of the Delhi government is accused of raping a minor multiple times. The victim was none other than his late friend's daughter. Pramode was assaulting the minor, we are told, for several months after taking her in post her father's demise. The accused wife is also alleged to have